Hi Libra, welcome to your mid-month reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of August, as usual, I have a special sales offer available, and if you'd like to know more details about it or any other of my services, just check in the description box below where there's that complete list of services. And if you have further questions, just email me. If you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Libra, I do feel like there's a little bit of an emotional turbulence here taking over during the next weeks, making you either feel, it's like bounce back between feel very emotional, very needy, very insecure, very unsteady emotionally speaking, then bouncing into the opposite spectrum where you're very focused on work, money, material gain, achievements, and it's like you suppress all of that emotion or you bottle all of that emotion down. So handling your emotions, handling the feelings, you have the situations that are creating or triggering all of this sense of emotional void. Is that feeling of emptiness that you're really running from, or you're really having a hard time processing that it's shown as being quite relevant here. So your voids, what is still to be fulfilled, what you haven't found so far that provides to you the sustenance, the nurturance, even the emotional autonomy that you would like to have. Those are the things that are getting to you and that need to be looked at, because the Queen of Cups is your challenge. So you're not inclined to have the most receptive approaches to this process. When the Queen of Cups is in our challenge, we can be very in denial or denying ourselves the things we need to care for our hearts, to be in a period of investment, of self-love. So the next weeks invites you to really bring major extra self-love practices, self-love techniques, self-love affirmations, self-love anything that you know it works with you, that you know it heals you, that you know it has an effect. Anytime you're avoiding that, dismissing that, pretending you're better than what you are, you create here again a sense of you're suppressing something that is kind of come out eventually, and where you might be very good for a while, and then something happens minor that makes you blow up and cry a lot and have a lot of emotional tantrums or emotional overwhelming, responses to things. So that's why it's so important to deal with emotions as they come, because if we bottle them up for too long, they're still going to come out, but they're going to come out in a way that makes us much more uncomfortable, and that can create, problems that could have been avoided, or that, we really don't want to create, but our reactions, are going to create it nevertheless. So if you find yourself in a moment where you're having this difficulty feeling steady, feeling balanced, emotionally speaking, your advice here is to really look at the Queen of Cups. Do you need to forgive something? Do you need to be more emotionally present with yourself and with others than what you have been? If you feel like you haven't been able to be as emotionally present with yourself and with others, is there a reason for that? Is that a fear? Is that something you are consciously avoiding because you're afraid of what might come up? I keep getting like there are some Libras that are like in moments where you're really not wanting to talk about love, not wanting to talk about emotions, your dreams, your longings, your yearnings, not because you don't have them. You actually have them, and they're very deep and strong and intense, but you're afraid that if you talk about it, if you open up your heart about what's really up, you're going to say something, you're going to do something, that you want to keep it to yourself. For some reason, I feel like there are Libras here that don't want to be emotionally confronting situations in people due to fear of consequences or fear of really saying what's in your heart. So the Three of Pentacles is here as your opportunity, which is a great card for work, collabs, money. There's a sense of you being able to work hard and receive good amounts of rewards for it, being money, being compensation, being success, being compliments, being status. You're in a moment where actually you can do and receive right away. You're in a moment where those you join forces with can lead to very abundant, prosperous it can lead to abundant, prosperous outcomes. So if you're also considering here collaborations of any kind, if you're considering here working together with someone, this can lead to actually a lot of progression, career speaking. I do feel though that this Three of Pentacles is also speaking about you. Maybe you're in a time where you need some advice, some counseling, some emotional orientation back to yourself. And if you know that, it's one of those periods where you might be looking out for, people to consult in terms of finding safe ways to heal, safe ways to feel, safe ways to express things or you have this awareness that you're not dealing with your emotions. It's like that saying of feel your feelings, that for you is scary for some reason in the next weeks, or it's just something uncomfortable. Your advice is the Eight of Cups. Again, keep pushing, keep moving forward, keep looking for that fulfillment. If you don't know what fulfills you, it's okay, but keep pursuing. Don't give up, keep pushing. Because I feel like for some of you Libras, there's also that feeling of maybe you haven't found yet what really, makes that click in your heart and makes sense and it feels right. Maybe you haven't found yet the right person, the right job, the right community, the right friendships, right? The right anything that would add obviously to fulfilling your heart space. But does that mean that you won't ever find? Does that mean that you should give up? Absolutely not. And I feel like for some of you, you're being pushed also to keep pursuing. Don't give up. And then the Eight of Cups is that energy that is almost there. You're almost there. But it does ask us to be brave, to confront our feelings, to make an evaluation. Okay, this is not working anymore. This is not for me. I'm walking out of it. Because it's like you're in a moment where you need to prioritize really your emotional health and happiness. And when you're not doing that, again, it goes well for a while, but then it's still going to catch up to you. Because I do feel like some of you Libras have been able to be in this roller coaster for a while, because you're up and you're down and up and you're down, and it's like cyclical. And so you get the best of both worlds without really feeling too stuck on any. Yet again, you know that if you're up, eventually you're going to be, you already know that you're emotionally up, eventually you're going to be emotionally down. And if that happens now in the next weeks, it's an invitation to break the wheel and start pursuing or moving after what truly makes you happy, moving after your dreams, moving after your hopes in a way that it's more decisive but also more direct. I also feel like for some of you Libras, you're just having a hard time saying what you mean. All right, so if you're in love with someone, if you want someone's attention, you might be very subtle in your approach. You might have a hard time expressing directly to someone you're dealing with that you love them, that you want them. There's a shyness about you about the next week says particularly strong. So you're emotionally in a very subtle, sensitive period. So you're not very willing to make this big moves or this big, aggressive approaches. And sometimes you might feel like things, that you miss on things because of this, because your sense of self does not allow you to be as expressive as maybe you feel like you should be at times, to be as understood. Because I feel like there's a challenge here. Maybe you love deeply, maybe you care so much and you have so much inside, but if you can't say it, if you can't show it, how is the other one going to receive that, right? And I feel like you're getting that. If you want someone to understand you, you need to make yourself understood first. So I hope you have a great mid-month. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.